purposely invite the rock and roll element into our community?
Well, what's wrong with a little entertainment?
Entertainment is fine, but this... You know, we have lots of big acts that come through here. Ice Capades, Tiny Toons, Kenny G.
Kenny G.
Dr. Bones, Dr. Bones, Dr. Bones.
Good evening, this is Dr. Bones live for an interview with Gypsy Ghosts. I have Patrick and Andy here from Gypsy Ghosts. Guys, welcome to the show.
Yay. Thanks for having us.
So, tonight we're going to talk a little bit about your guys' new album that you did crowdfunder for, and it's due out hopefully by the end of November, correct?
Yeah. That's right, sir.
So, I know you guys have been working on this for a while. I've seen the crowdfunder online, and you guys have been working very hard, and you guys have been in the scene for quite a bit. Now, what kind of finally prompted you to say, you know what, we've done 2 EPs, because the first EP, then you had Bird Language, which we interviewed you guys for, and now you got a full-length album. Like, what was the decision behind that, saying, you know what, we really need to put a full-length album out instead of just an EP?
Well, we just had a bunch of songs, you know. It was like we got so much material that we could pick and choose, and we really had a body of work that we could really stand behind it all, and there was just so much, and we're just like, you know, it's time. So that was one of the main factors for sure.
Well, you guys have been around in the scene for quite a bit, and like I said, I did interview you guys for Bird Language, and last time we talked a little bit about merch because Andy, you were around, and so are you, and Tom, and the other guys, and when we got talking about merch, you mentioned something about layers and ashtrays, and then he said that it's a lot like a woman.
Lighters and ashtrays?
Yeah. I know it was.
I say a lot of crazy shit. I don't know.
It wasn't the most coherent thought, but.
Okay, well, I don't. Okay, well, I don't know really exactly what my mindset was. Oh, no, they're beautiful. Yeah, because I love smoking and I love ashtrays. Like I said, I was going to bring my own ashtray to this interview because I do love both. Don't smoke children. People, you know what I mean? Don't do that. But, you know what I mean? I don't like seeing kids smoke unless they're Asian and they do it like a boss. But, no, you see that on the internet.
No, absolutely.
But, no, I don't know what I was saying then, but I love women.
No,
I love cigarettes and ashtrays.
It was funny, man, because like that's one thing I remember, and you're so like animated about it too, because we were sitting outside, I can remember, because like pretty much a lot of you were pretty much all sitting like this big circle here, and when we were talking, you were so animated about it. It's like I wish I'd had that on video, because it would have been such more of a trip and so much more funny to see how into it you were about talking about possible merchandise that was coming from the Gypsy Ghosts.
So the merchandise was like cigarette, like selling our
ashtrays, lighters, like,
and women, like that's
more T-shirts, some pins, like badges.
Oh yeah.
But it was a trip, man. It was pretty funny.
All right.
But I was gonna get to next is, I know, like you said, you have a bunch of new stuff that you've kind of had on the sidelines here that you finally decided it's time to make an album. Now you guys have had a couple of lineup changes. And I remember when you did Bird Language, you had a guy, I believe was from Ireland, who was doing the saxophone on the album?
It wasn't from Ireland. No, from actually Philly.
Philly, okay. My mistake.
Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, that's what it was. Pittsburgh. Langston Kelly, real great player. And so, yeah, he was coming through. He just happened to be in town at the time. We had jammed with him months earlier. It's kind of randomly. And I thought about adding the saxophone or brass in some way, that element. And then we were just really lucky that he was in town that weekend. We got together for about an hour, and then he came into the studio and just did his magic. So
that's something else, man. Especially since, like, at this point, you don't have a sax player, right?
We do.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Right on. Nice.
Yeah, we do. Since then, we have added a sax player, Bobby G, a.k.a. Bobby Love, a.k.a. The G, a.k.a. Loose Lips, a.k.a. Bobby the Tongue, a.k.a. Terrible Human Being.
Is he a mobster too, or what?
No.
Oh, God.
No. Is it mobster or lobster?
Mobster.
No, he's not a mobster. No gang affiliation, to our knowledge.
Just Bobby the Lips. I was like, the first thing you think of is like a mob, right?
Yeah.
So no, that's a good, because, like, I mean, I really appreciated the difference, because I got your first EP about 2 years ago, and you were playing at a buddy's mutual friend of ours, Gord, and that's when I first heard about you guys. So it was good to see the show and heard the EP. Like, well, this is great. So I started playing it a lot, and then I talked to you guys a little bit more, and then the Bird Language EP came out, which was just fantastic, and like seeing the show, and it was like nice for me. Like, it's a good break for me. Like going out seeing shows when I can, 'cause obviously we don't always have the time.
Yeah.
But it was really good, and I'm just impressed with the change. And there are some people that have already commented about your music, and that after one of the shows I do, her name is on Twitter is Forgotten Bee, and she loved how you guys generalized yourself as like a gypsy rock and just kind of that sort of thing. And so you actually do have fans across in the UK as well, because, you know, obviously this music gets heard and gets played with many people, and you guys are very unique, because this is something that's not played in the indie scene at all. And I'm not no word of a lie here. I mean, it's mostly pop rock, alternative rock, you know, math rock, and there's so much generalities, but you never hear of kind of gypsy rock, somewhat pirates, you know, going out the music scene. So next, what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna play a couple songs. Well, we're gonna start with one song off your last EP, Bird Language, and we're gonna get to the first one. We're gonna get to here is going to be, we're gonna do Crash and Burn. So we're gonna take a quick break here. Dig this. This is Crash and Bird by the Gypsy Ghosts.
Moving forward, don't move backwards, so nothing will ever happen. Open your soul, let it flow. Things will come and things will go, but nothing is impossible. Open your soul, let it grow. Live for the day, carry your own weight. Keep what you take, I don't need it anyway. I just hope you learn when it is your turn to crash and burn. Crash Gifts and curses both been given from the gods into the living. Feel go out of control. What's the purpose of religion? Who decides what's proper living? How does one know what to feed the soul? Live for the day, carry your own weight. Keep what you take, I don't need it anyway. I just hope you learn when it is your turn to crash and burn. Crash both been given from the gods unto the living. Feel it grow out of control. What's the purpose of religion? Who decides what's proper living? How does one know what to feed the soul? Live for the day, carry your own weight. Keep what you take, I don't need it anyway. I just hope you learn when it is your turn to crash and
Right on. That was Gypsy Ghosts with Crash and Burn. Now, this song in particular, I liked just because I love the flow of it, and just that like kind of longer than normal kind of pause, like just before the end, kind of fade out. It really kind of stood out. It was like really cool because initially when I first listened to the album, and of course the EP was actually pretty live, so I heard the song live, but just there's that long pause, and you're just waiting, and like oh, right on, nice, kind of pops it back out at you, which is good because, you think it's the end of the song, and it just kind of gets to that point where it's like almost finished, but not quite.
Yeah. And
that last little pause to the finish just kind of just tops off and makes it such a great tune.
Yeah, I love the false endings. They're very effective.
Now, your lyrics, Andy, or just your vocals in general, like, what were your initial thoughts behind the song? Like, did you have like something in mind before you wrote it, or how did it come about?
Well, crash and burn, you know what I mean? Like, I've definitely had my turn, and we all have. And the lyrics, they're a split, because Patrick writes some of the lyrics too, right? We collaborate, we work together with the lyrics, so sometimes it is a combination about it. But it's just, a lot of them just reflect like what we're going through, I guess, at the time. And, just like carry your own weight, you know what I mean? I mean what you say, and all those lyrics. And just like, if you want to take something from me, go ahead. Like, just, you know what I mean?
Well, it's very catchy to say the least, because I'll be honest with you, when I was getting stuff prepped and ready before you guys came over, when I was walking around, I was actually singing Crash and Burn. I was walking around the house because it just stuck in my head so well. So next up, I want to get to the production of the album. Like, how did this work for you guys? Was it like something that kind of came across somewhat easily, or did you guys like really kind of have like a few bumps in the road because the songs weren't meshing the way you wanted them to?
Well, with Bird Language, the record before this one, we had them all together, and we made sure production done and be ready, so when we go into the studio, it wouldn't be wasted. Our valuable time wouldn't be wasted.
You're not screwing around.
Not screwing around. And we were just very hungry, right? So we were really ready for it, and so there really wasn't. I guess there's shit that happens, but there wasn't anything really that stuck out as a snag,
Well, that's definitely a good thing. It's not always that easy sometimes. Now, you'd mentioned before we got on the air that you had a great producer that worked with you in the last EP and on this album. So let's hear a little bit about that. Matt Grady is his name?
Matt Grady, yeah. I don't know if I'm allowed to speak on such gods. Can you speak? I think Pat's puking in his mouth right now.
You need more Tums?
Yeah, I do have some Rolaids, but do you...